those belts tight. You're watching the Bolt Grand National Series.
Ready, green, green, green.
Only on Legends Racing Network.
Welcome everyone to the Langley Speedway here in Hampton, Virginia tonight for the Bullet Racing League Chase Race number 2, 150 laps here tonight at the 0.4 mile short track. Tonight I am joined by Brock Morris, Samuel Hoff, and myself, Aaron Brown, and alongside our producer Talon Drake as well. So tonight it's going to be a great race. Chase race number 2 is a 12 car field tonight. I think it'll be a great race. Stage laps like 60, but how do you guys think this race is going to go tonight?
Well, Aaron, I think it's going to be a bump and beat. I hope these guys got their chrome horns polished on the front of their car, because if they're going to want to pass, they're going to have to move the dude right in front of them to get them out of the way.
Definitely be tough to pass here. We'll have to see how how drivers will get around the other drivers to see if any lanes will move up. You can kind of use the apron here. I've used the apron a little bit here in the straight stock. We'll see if any apron has that grip and kind of run that yellow line on the inside of the corners there. But we'll have to see. We're wrapping up warm up here. We're about to get onto our grid as qualifying already wrapped up already. So we'll see all but one driver has set a qualifying time here tonight. So let's take a quick look at our starting lineup for tonight's 150 lap race. Give us 1 second on that. Yeah, not fully prepared. All right. There we go. Now we got a grid. All right. So starting on pole tonight is our points leader of our chase and our first chase driver on the front with a 15.606 will be that 00 machine of Pacey Watson. Alongside him will be to his outside will be the 76 machine of Kenneth Cheney. Jimmy Mensch will line up behind alongside Bobby Blowers with Cole Snyder running at our top 5 and Nick Kapiak in 6th. We'll have Ronnie Ayers in 7th, the Giovanni Klein in 8th. Greg Pillar and Brian Earhart will round out our top 10. And final row tonight of 12 cars will be Leonard Williams, last driver to set a time, and Casey Ellis will round out the field in 12th. So I think this will be an interesting race. We got a short little pace lap here. Well, two short little pace laps. Let's take a quick look at our weather for tonight. Bring that up here in a second. So tonight 69 degree air temp with a 70 degree track temp. So very cool track. Hopefully we'll see a lot of grip, but partly cloudy skies with 2 mile/hour winds, 100% humidity. So very humid night. How do you guys think that that will affect the grip levels really here, especially with these high horsepower Gen 6 cars around this tight little short track?
So I know from my experience that they were pretty loose when I was driving here. I don't know if the humidity is going to help them at all, but being at night, it should definitely help as the track temp is lower and these tires should hopefully grip a little bit better. But if it gets a little too low, we might see some more sliding because of that. I know in the ARCA car Richmond, that's a very common factor that as soon as it transitions to night, the car just starts snapping loose. Brock, what do you think is going to happen tonight?
I think it's going to be a very interesting race. I've personally not raced the Gen 6 car a lot. It was before my time, so I am very excited to see what happens.
And here we go. We're about ready to get going. The pace car going to take that hard left turn on the pit road. Pace Wadget going to lead him to the restart zone. We're underway here tonight for the 150 lap feature. And Wadget off to a great start already, off by out to the lead by about multiple car lengths. Jimmy Mensch quickly follows in line in third, and Cheney a little lacking on the restart. He's going to try and slide in line and put in front of Ayers.
Jimmy Mensch, talking to some of the drivers, he seemed to be the absolute odds-on favorite here. He's winless in his career here at the Bolt Racing League, but we're trying to see, can he actually get it done tonight? I mean, the drivers think he will, but honestly, Pacey's going to drive away, I think, here.
Yeah, we've seen heartfelt wins. Donnie Kite at Nashville this season, he was very emotional after his win and very proud of himself. He was able to get that win at Nashville. We'll see if Jimmy Mensch can follow his footsteps and get the win tonight. But right now, Pace watching out to a couple car length lead. Everyone's single file out for now, so we'll see how tough these drivers will pass. And the tire wear, they only got 60 laps here in this first little stage. So we'll see how the tire wear will affect these drivers. But currently, right now, we're on focus of Jimmy Mensch right there in second place. You got Cole Steiner right behind him, starting a little gap, starting to open up. A quick, short little racetrack, only 15 to 16 second lap time, so kind of like Bristol with the short lap times, but less, obviously, less speeds because you don't have that high banking. As we got caution out of the racetrack, that's 71 machine. That's Brian Earhart around in 3 and 4. Take a look at what happened there. Let's see. So Casey Elliott's right there behind Brian Earhart there going into turn 3. Casey Elliott's not even close. Earhart just overdrives into the corner, gets into that back, tacks that bag in with the outside wall. Hopefully, we'll see if that damage affects him later in this race. They do have the fast rear tonight, so personally, I wouldn't use the fast rear for that. That right rear looks pretty well. Actually, did not have a fast rear tonight. Sorry, little used to we normally have, but no fast rear tonight. But that right rear looks pretty good, so we'll see how that handles for him as well. So
Yeah,
quick little, oh sorry. So a quick little pace laps here at Langley. So we'll be back under green pretty quickly. But Sam, what's your thoughts? You know, what was your thoughts you're about to say?
Well, one, I was watching the back of the pack here. Casey's already made up 2 spots now, one with that wreck, but Leonard Williams had fallen to him. As a chase driver, I'm wondering if Leonard Williams is really even comfortable at this track, and can he show that he's got the pace to be that fast, or is he just going to struggle tonight and kind of struggle to even stay in the top 10? I mean, as a chase driver, you want to be in that, you want to be up front, you want to be fighting for wins, but right now 11's not going to cut it for him.
Yeah, but still very early on. I mean, we've seen also in real life instances. You had Denny Hamlin at Atlanta a couple weeks ago in the real life Cup Series. He was backing off, just taking his time. So Leonard could probably just sit around the back, wait for some mess to happen. He's still got plenty of time here. Try and play some strategy at the stage. Maybe try and stay out. Maybe think track position a little bit more important. But you guys think track position will be very important here, or tire wear will be more important?
I think it's going to be track position, especially with the chrome horn going to need to be used, I believe. Track position is going to be key. If you're not up front, what are you even doing? You're not going to get it up there. It's going to be hard to pass here unless someone lets you go, and honestly, I don't foresee many of these drivers letting people go. Not tonight.
And I did forget to mention, we do have the choose cone there, so we do have a choose cone here. We've seen it all season so far, but as you said, much of the track position, also the different lanes, as you see, Jeremy Mensch, she was second there, and he chose the bottom behind our race leader, Pacey Weiser. So we'll see what Steiner can do on that outside lane. Pace car is off, and we're back on our way here at Langley. Oh, and Steiner loose on the restart, almost gets to the Mensch. As Ayers on his bumper had to check up, does not run to the back of the 24 machine. Now they're going to be side by side for that third place position.
I won't lie, that's not the first driver I've seen spin up his tires on the outside on the initial start. The 76 of Kenneth Cheney, he did the exact same thing in all honesty. He got really loose. I think that outside line's a little too slick to really be starting out there. I think that's why we saw such a big group merge to the bottom if you look through the field.
Yeah, now we got a kind of calamity back here. We got the 32, and Greg Pillar's going to go around in 3 and 4. Casey Eller's going to lock it up, just about trying to miss him. No big damage to both of those machines. We see Pillar got him a little bit too deep, just kind of like that last wreck. Take a quick look at that one. They showed it a little bit too deep, but Ayers may have thought just try and get down to the bottom a little bit. Thought Pillar was going to use that apron a little bit also. Pillar just driving it a little bit too deep, got into Ayers there.
Yeah, just the classic case of overdriving the car, in all honesty. Just getting in there a little too hard, not paying attention to what's around him, and just every driver does it. You can't really fault either driver for making a mistake there.
Yeah, that's very easy to do, knowing how high horsepower these cars are, especially this little tiny short track. Typically, I guess the closest short track you could probably get to this here that NASCAR normally won was Martinsville. Tight corners, quickly get back on that gas off the corner. But it's kind of a unique little racetrack compared to what the Cup cars normally drive on in NASCAR. I haven't really, never driven really Langley here. I mean, back in the grassroots days, and also the grassroots of all the modifieds in ARCA maybe. But definitely adjustments needed for a lot of these drivers, especially here. But what's your thoughts on? You kind of see that outside lane. Ayers was trying to pin down that outside lane. You think that's going to be important if you want to try and get it done on the outside lane?
Yeah, I think again, track position is huge, and with the inside line being so dominant, you got to be down there and you got to be at the front of it is the thing. I just don't foresee a lot of passing happening here tonight unless you're using that bumper. As we see some more drivers go to the outside line, have to watch the 34 on this start if he spins up his tires. I, as a driver, would be telling myself to not go to that outside line and give up maybe a spot or two and just keep that inside line position, because I'll just drive by him on the restarts.
No, I did, as you just mentioned about the shoes going, Brian Earhart, who's in the back, spun on that first caution. He's already up to 6 now. Just everyone went to the bottom there, and he's going to take that advantage, trying to go to the outside lane. We'll see how that works for him. Pace car's up. We're back on our way here on early lap 17. This time, that outside lane gets a better start. That's Bobby Blowers around the outside lane. See if he can try and pin Pacey Wydra down, but Minch quickly to the inside lane. Down the back straight, we'll see if Minch will drive it into 3 here. Off forward, Mensch able to stay to his inside. Blowers gonna just side by side with him, gonna try and pin him down, give him a little bit more space than what we've seen earlier, but Blowers falling back a little bit. See if he can try to find his way in line.
Yeah, I definitely think we're seeing that trend of the bottom line. It is dominant. You've got to be down there. Blowers now went from 2nd on that restart back to 4th as he's going to get under the 76. Can he make a move into 3 and put himself back into 3rd place?
Yeah, great little crossover there off turn 4. Now he's got that opportunity down off of turn 4. If he can clear that 76 machine of Kenneth Cheney, they're still going to be side by side. We got Ronnie Ayers. Going to be careful with Ronnie Ayers right behind him. Ayers going to try and take advantage of that outside of Cheney opening up that corner, trying to carry that center speed. Be a little careful with that. You open up too much, especially like we're seeing Ayers, someone could have just drove right under you. Try and take advantage of that. Everyone taking their time right now, just trying to settle in earlier into this race. Now we're all single file, nose to tail, but Pacey Wydra is clearly the dominant so far tonight, already out to about a 2nd lead.
Yeah, he looks like the car to beat. Hopefully Jimmy can get up there, maybe make it a challenge, not just watch him drive away for the next 100+ laps. I mean, we'd like to see a battle here tonight, I think.
It'd be great, but I mean, we got plenty of battles so far in the back right now. As Casey Ellis, he's got Dick Capiak to his inside, off to number 2, down the back straightaway. Quick, short straightaways here, we normally see on the 1.5 miles, and also short tracks here on the NASCAR circuit. But Ellis way up the track in 3 and 4. That's going to allow Snyder to take advantage.
Yeah, Ellis loses 2 there as he overdrove turn 3 and got way up against the wall, in all honesty. I just think he tried to drive it in a little harder, maybe try and diamond the corner a little bit, but just couldn't get it turned back down the track.
Especially with the short little stage, they only get to lap 60, so they get to the stage. You can kind of take this first stage, try to experiment out a little bit with your different lines, especially with the dynamic track. And I would say that inside lane could get a little bit too overheated, make it a little more grippy. And if you can kind of run just above it, you could find that a little bit extra grip. But you can also see Blowers use that apron a little bit, try and get that left front on that yellow line, kind of like on that apron. That could get a little bit more grip. How much more grip do you guys think that could be in this Gen 6 car compared to normally other cars like street stocks or mini stocks here that run here?
Brock, I'll let you answer this one if you feel comfortable.
I just don't have a ton of experience with this car, but I mean, looking around for lines all night, it's gonna be interesting because this does very much look like a one-line racetrack, but somebody might find something and somebody could make it work.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen that happen many times, but yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, I definitely think that the apron could be used here, just like usually street stocks where you just dominate the apron and you're fast. But I think the Gen 6 car's got too much power to really make it happen. You need a lot more mechanical grip and a lot less power to really make that happen usually.
Yeah, for sure. But you see these top 5 to 6 kind of using that same exact line. You've seen Flowers just trying to use that apron, same with Cheney. Use that apron to get by on the bottom, trying to find any extra grip down on the apron. We'll see if he can make that work later in this race. Halfway through this first stage already. Apparently there's single file so far. Minch able to hold on to seconds as Wygen's still pulling away, so maybe Minch maybe a little bit slower compared to the other drivers and kind of hold up this field a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely looks to be a little bit of a bottleneck right now. We'll see. Maybe he's just saving his stuff, and maybe after about lap 40, lap 45, he will start charging back towards Wygen. Hopefully, we start to see a charge from him. As I kind of am watching the back of the pack a little bit more, as Cole Snyder, Brian, and Leonard have all kind of just fallen off the pack. They're about 10 seconds back versus the 2 to 3 we're seeing right here with Mensch in the group.
Yeah, and we also see Snyder and Earhart on that outside lane. They chose the outside lane from the back, trying to get an advantage on that choose gun. They just couldn't really slot in line. What's difficult really is that able to slot in line for both you guys when you all race it. I know it's pretty difficult to slot in line, especially here at some tracks like this, short little corners and short straightaways. It's kind of really hard to slot in line.
Yeah, a lot of tracks when you're it's a bottom groove dominant like Martinsville and stuff, and you have to start on that outside line because iRacing forces you to. You're just like, this is not going to go well, and you usually end up losing 3, 4, maybe even 5 to 10 spots depending on how it goes. I know I myself have had that happen quite a few times.
Now, Rock, what about you? How do you typically try and deal with trying to get in line real quick, and especially here at like short tracks like this?
Usually, like if it's on the initial race start, I'm just hoping and praying my reaction time is good at a short track if I'm on the outside, especially on the front row. If you can beat that inside line into turn 1, then you have a huge advantage, but that's pretty much your only hope. Other than that, I'll usually wait for the car beneath me to get out in front and just try and slide in beneath them because it's tough to make that outside line work.
Especially it's a lot different because you got a little long run here. This field's starting to spread out a little bit. Flowers starting to fall at the back of Mensch as maybe overheated his tires a little bit, getting a little bit too tight or loose. He actually got a little loose there off forward. He's able to hold it together. But yeah, especially with these cars start to spread out a little bit, you quickly find your line if you just want to try a different line. As you see, like Cheney, he's got a little bit of gap to Ayers back there in 5th. He could try in a different lane and try and get by Blowers and not really have to worry about getting taken advantage of. But Ayers is closing that gap, and now he's got Nick Kapiak, our last season champion, actually. He's trying to defend his championship. Is in that chase, doing so far this season. So good this season so far. He's going to be able to clear Ayers there in turn 4. So Kapiak coming alive pretty late in this run.
Someone I'm noticing with a lot of pace is Cole Snyder. He got past Earhart and Williams, excuse me. He definitely has started to put the foot down, and honestly, he's not losing much time to the leaders anymore. He's probably running right about their pace. I'm not checking lap times for sure, but he's definitely not lost as much time as he was losing at one point. Now only down to about a tenth a lap. Hopefully he can get back up there and maybe make a challenge for the front.
And we'll see. He's got to hold about 15 laps in the stage. He's trying to work by Casey Ellis here for that 9th place spot. Earhart and Williams both been a lap down. Just struggling to find pace so far early in this race. But Steiner trying to find his way by Ellis. He's trying to fall off a little bit. Ellis starting to pull away just a little bit. But Wygen still leads as that the second to fourth really closed their gap back in. So you gotta keep an eye on the Happyak as he got by Ayers pretty quickly. We'll see if he can make a late charge here, try and get up to that top 2 to 3 before the stage.
Yeah, the stage breaks always throw a good wrench into strategies usually, or changes kind of how you race, especially once you get close to that stage break. Usually some guys will get maybe more aggressive to try and get that extra stage point, or I've never been a big fan of stage racing personally, but I can see its appeal and I can see why some people do it. Personally, I am not the biggest fan, but not my league, not my choice.
Yeah, it's definitely everyone's got their own different opinions, but as you see there, last lap, Flowers went really deep into 3 and 4, and now Minch is able to pull away. Cheney trying to take that advantage, but now Cheney all over the back bumper of that 34 machine, but Flowers trying to push that gap back down, so you see Flowers easily able to push kind of on command after that big mistake. So Flowers finding some good pace so far, but Pacey watching at a different time zone than that so far.
Yeah, he's pulling away from this field, and I can't see anyone, maybe except Flowers if he can get into second, start running him down, and maybe Snyder if he can get back up there, but he started to lose some pace, really getting stuck behind, he got stuck behind Casey for so long, he lost a bunch of time.
You'll have to see, yeah, he got by Casey Ellis. Casey Ellis down 4 laps down, actually, so I think, yeah, in pit road had a minor incident. I'll have to figure out what happened to Ellis there a few laps ago, but Cheney working all over that back on the 34 machine. Went off turn number 2. Cheney a little bit higher now, going to lose a little bit of time to Bobby Blowers. So Blowers just kind of stuck by that 94 machine of Jimmy Minch so far. No one's really trying to put the bumper to the back of anyone yet. As you mentioned, the chrome horn could be used in the bumper. I think that will be important to use, trying to get past. We'll see that aggression pick up, especially towards the end of this race and really later in this race. So he's still got coming to just under 10 laps of the stage now. Blowers trying to find his way by. Let's go on board with that 34 machine. Let's see what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely this 34 I think has got more pace right now than the 94, but he has not used that bumper yet, and if I'm coming in at this stage break for a pit, I'm telling my pit crew, we are polishing the front nose and I'm using it up because we need to get forward.
Yeah, it's definitely an important strategy here for this short tracks. You use that front bumper. We haven't really seen it used much, and so far this season, we don't really have that opportunity to really use it. We've seen it used a good bit at LA early in the season. Drivers trying to find their way by drivers, especially tight quarter racetracks that really kind of have to use bumper. We'll see if people, if they will use these drivers will use that tonight. Currently 5 laps to go in the first stage. Well, actually, I believe 4 laps to go. But Pacey Watch that's a 3.5 second lead. So I think Flowers just trying to find his way by Jimmy Minch. I think if Flowers can get by Minch, he has an opportunity later in this race to chase down Pacey Watch.
Yeah, he might have to do it with a pit stop, or I noticed he used a little bit of a bumper at one point coming off of 4. Don't know if it was fully intentional. He's either going to have to do it with the bumper or he's going to have to do it on a pit stop here to really get around him. I think he's got some of the best pace in this field. I think he's definitely having to reel it back in behind this 94 right now.
You know, lap 58 now, coming to lap 59. So we got about, I believe this will be the white flag of the stage. We got 1 lap. I believe it's the start of lap 60. Or it could be the end of lap 60. We'll find out together. But right now, Jimmy Minch holding second over Bobby Blowers. Blowers trying to find any spot by both these drivers in the chase, trying to get that extra stage point.
Points matter, especially this late into a season. If you want to make a championship, you got to make it happen when you can. And right now, you got to get your way by.
And there is the caution for the stage. So we'll see what strategies can play out. Pacey Watch able to pick up the stage, but what was your strategy called? Be shorten this race 60 laps, but also quickly getting to that halfway point. What's your strategy going into the rest of the race?
So going into the rest of this race right now, if I'm sitting here, I'd be coming in, taking 4 tires, see where my tires were at, in all honesty, see how bad they wore out, how much we need to save. What are we doing better? I know we can't make it on field just yet. I think you said it was 70 to 72 laps pre-race. So we're not there yet, but I'm coming in, I'm getting my tires. I want to see where I'm at. I want to learn, and what can I do better moving forward? And I'm telling my crew, polish the nose, because we're going aggressive in the second half.
Absolutely, I agree with Sam.
Yeah, you gotta use that. We'll have to use that bumper, but we will have that strategy, pit strategy. Fuel could be a little bit close, but we could see some yellows. You see some drivers overdrive it.
Ooh.
But Bobby Blowers, yeah, great pit stop. He actually jumps Jimmy Minch and Pacey Watch, and he actually took 2 tires. So that's an interesting strategy call. As everyone quickly files out of pit road, so Pacey Watch will line up 3rd. Ronnie Ayers stayed out an extra lap, so I just want to get that lap-led bonus points. Just came in pit road, but we'll see if we can find that 34 machine of Bobby Blowers.
with him taking 2 tires, if we look back on this race and he leads until the end of this race, you'll know why. Because track position matters, and he just made a play to get that track position. I don't foresee tires mattering here tonight.
Yeah, so we're bringing that 34 machine up, Bobby Blowers. So, Bobby, welcome to the booth. You have a copy?
Yep.
So you took the 2-tire strategy. What's your strategy called there? Try to get track position, or you just what's your plan?
It's just too hard to pass, man. I wanted that lead, and I'm going to try to do my best to hold on to it and see what we can do.
All right, well, we'll see. But what's your plan here on the restart? Have you really found any extra grip on that? Kind of using that APEP a little bit, or trying to run a little bit higher? What's the grip level around the racetrack so far?
It feels okay now that the lights have come on, but yeah, it's just a lot of using that curbing here on the bottom and trying to get it to rotate so far. But I don't know. We'll see how it feels with right sides.
All right. Well, you able to? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sam.
Bobby, are you expecting any bumper to you if the one driver's able to get to you, especially late in this race? Are you expecting them to start using the bumpers up?
Oh, probably. It's short track racing.
Well, we look forward to watching it. Have a good race. Best of luck on those 2 tires.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good luck to you, and we'll see on this restart. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll talk to you by the end of this race.
Yep.
So that was Bobby Blowers. He'll restart on the inside of the road, coming to the green, coming to start the final stage of this race. Pace car's off. We're back on our way here at Langley. Get a chain around that outside lane. Pace watch going to follow behind Bobby Blowers. So now we'll see 4 tires versus 2 tires. We'll see if that makes any difference. As you can see, Cheney actually able to hold that outside lane. Watch it trying to take it to the inside of Blowers. There's Blowers a little bit higher up off the corner. See what Watch can do down into turn 2. Oh, but Cheney's going to go around off turn 2, actually. He's going to keep it straight. He's going to turn back up. Going to get in contact with Mensch. Slider's going to go to the outside wall as well. Multiple car incident quickly off that restart. We'll take a look what happened there. So yeah, Mensch a little bit tighter off the corner, got into Cheney. They both spun back up the racetrack. Snyder just innocent bystander in that one. Unfortunate for that 24 machine.
Unfortunate for the 94 as well. Had him as a somewhat favorite coming into this race, and this is not how you want to restart after the stage break, man. You don't want to end up backwards like this. Just a tough break there. Feel bad for Snyder, though. True innocent bystander getting killed there.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they do not have any fast trailers as you've normally seen so far this season. But we'll see if any major damage for any of those drivers, they'll be able to get that repaired. But yeah, as Jimmy mentioned, he had a really good qualifying, had a really good practice, and actually, I was just looking at now, Earhart and Snyder both with pretty terminal damage for tonight. They got a 5th repair, so they got a lot of damage to fix for both those drivers. Chase Ellis still in pit road from their from his incident earlier. It's just kind of 24 laps down, so it's just sitting in the pits. Currently, Bobby Blowers holds the lead, but pacey-wise, it will be second. As a quiet night for Giovanni Klein so far, he's up in the 3rd.
Good drive, keeping his nose clean, not really showing up too much, and honestly, that's kind of what you want to see, is you want to be on a quiet night. If you're quiet, you're not making noise, you're not even getting shown on the broadcast, that means you're doing something right. You're not pulling away, you're not hitting people, you're not wrecking. That's all that matters. Just keep that car as clean as possible, because we got 150 laps and we're only at 71 right now. If I'm a driver, I'm saving fuel right now.
Yeah, and mentioned 80 laps to go, just over 75. Fuel was about 72, 75. Could try and top it off here with the amount of caution we could see. Could be very tight on fuel, and you can try and pit now and just hopefully get a decently long green flag run. See if your tires a little bit towards the back and stale, and try and get that track position. Bobby Blowers saying that track position is very important. We'll see how that 2 tires works out for him, but we'll have to see. But coming to the juice cone, Bobby Blowers clearly wants the inside lane. Klein's from the outside lane, so Klein's gonna move up to second. As we just started to talk about it, as he had a quiet night so far. Let's hope that commentator's curse doesn't affect him.
Yeah, Bobby definitely suffered from the iRacing factor of 2 tires, where the car just becomes almost insatiably loose for the first few laps on those 2 tires until they get into the wear. Definitely saw it coming off the corners, and Pacey was able to get underneath of him a few times. It almost looked like he had him as the caution was flying out, but just barely missed out. We'll have to see what happens on this restart.
Yeah, Blauer was able to luck out on that, holding off that spot. But green flag back in the air. Just watch it very loose on that restart. Had a little bit of contact with Happyak. So now that's going to allow Giovanni Klein able to steal second, maybe, but he's on the outside lane of Wajin as Blauer's pulling away a little bit, but Wajin could be on the bottom. Happyak, we've seen him at speed in that run. He's sitting side by side with Ayers. He's going to try and slide in line behind Klein.
Wajin did well there with a big, massive tire spin coming off on the restart to be able to hold second place. Really trying to assert his dominance and try and win this race tonight. He looks arguably the best car, but I told you the 34 had some pace. We're going to see if he can really start to set in once those right side tires get into temperature.
Yeah, we'll have to see right now. Wajin a little bit quicker. He's kind of closing that gap back down with that big wheel spin. But right now, Happyak looking to the inside of Giovanni Klein for that third place position. Klein was able to get that drive off turn 4 there. Actually pulled off Happyak. You see Happyak, he's using that apron, trying to get that extra grip down there. You see how that was working for Blowers. We'll see if Happyak can make anything useful of it.
You can use that apron all you want, but if you're not going to put the bumper to him, what are you doing? Get up there, move him out of your way. That's the only way you're going to pass him tonight. I stand by it, and honestly, some drivers I think stand by it as well.
We'll have to see how aggressive Happyak will be. He's got a champion to defend. He's in the chase. Giovanni Klein not. So Klein's really just racing for that race win, trying to get some extra, do well in the points. But Klein out of the chase. So he's gonna. So Happyak, we'll see how aggressive he will be. Happyak wants that extra points going into this race, but Bobby Blowers, he's losing a little bit of time to Pacey Wajin now for that race lead.
Yeah, Happyak's only 2 points behind Wajin right now in the standings. I mean, it's only one mistake from him, and maybe getting into third for Happyak to maybe keep him closer, or even just, bring a few more points his way in general. Happyak, he might have to get aggressive. You don't make friends at short tracks, let me tell you. You never have, you never will.
We have a last time by Wajin right on the back bumper of Bobby Blowers for the race lead. Wajin about 10th quicker on the 4 fresh tires compared to Blowers 2. That time by about a half a tenth faster. We'll see if Wajin can find his way by. Probably going to take his time. Not going to be worrying about not just going to try and use the bumper. About a 2-second gap to the car behind. Maybe about a second and a half to closing in on 2 seconds now. But we'll see if Wajin, how aggressive he will be to put that bumper to the back of the 34.
Yeah, that gap is ever growing to the guys behind. These two are definitely probably the class of the field as it stands right now here at lap 82. I don't think I'd be betting on anyone besides these two unless they wreck each other. It's looking very good for them.
Yeah, but keep an eye out for that 6 machine of Nick Happyak. He was fast late in that run earlier in that first stage. See if he can close that gap down compared to these top 2, especially these top 2 start to get battle and have a little bit of a tussle up for the lead.
If they're smart and they want to make it just between only the two of them, they'll be calm until about lap 140, and then they'll start hitting each other.
We did mention the fuel. It could be a little tight on fuel right now. Greg Pillar, last currently lap. We'll see if he makes any fuel, but pit stops here, you lose a lot of time, especially with the quick lap times. It is a short, slow pit road, but Pacey watching it all over that map for that 34 machine for the race lead.
I think I saw a little bit of a shot going into the turn there at 3. Chrome Horn might be getting polished up here, getting ready to move.
But Wajin lost a little bit of time there in turn 1. Flowers able to find a little bit more space on that apron. Williams, he's going to move out the way, keep this battle for race lead just between these two. Wajin able to use that outside lane, kind of cutting down a little bit. Gotta be a little bit careful. That will eat up those front tires.
He puts the bumper to him in 3 and 4. He's trying to get him out of his way. He knows he's faster than him right now. He wants to get around him. Can he make it happen?
Especially with these tires right here, just with two tires versus 4. Wajin knows if he can get out in front of Blowers, he can pull away, especially with the 2 tires. So wants to get in front of him before these tires even out for Blowers.
Yeah, he's got him in 3 and 4, I think. He's got to make it happen down here in 3 and 4. If he doesn't, if he can make the pass happen in 1 and 2, that'd be amazing. But he's just so much better through 3 and 4 than the 34 right now.
You can see he kind of looked around the outside there in 3 and 4 and try and cut down. You can see how aggressive Wajin is all over the apron, all 4 under the yellow line. You can see how he's finding that grip down there. Now he's going to put the bumper to the back of the 34. Can he get to the inside?
Now, if these drivers aren't careful and don't look in their mirror now, because the 6 is actually starting to really run them down as they're starting to get really too aggressive with each other. Honestly, 0-0 and the 34 really had a chance to drive away from them, but 6 is coming. They got too aggressive and...
Oh, Blowers going sideways and one! That's going to trigger the caution. He's going to save it. Great save for that 34 machine. He's going to lose the lead, but that IRC triggered the yellow. Wow, what a save in that 34 machine is. That was about to get very interesting with Nick Happier also closing in. Let's take a look at that one. Did he get a little help from that 0-0 machine?
Oh, he definitely did. He definitely got some help from him. He's going to show his distrust, this frustration here. He's just 0-0 took him around.
I think a little mistake there off four with Flowers. He got on the wall and Nick Pacey Watcher tried to take that advantage there in the one. He just made a little bit of contact, but Watcher maybe he could have been a little frustrated trying to find his way by, knowing Happy was closing in, didn't want to lose that points lead to Happy Act, but just got it just slightly tapped into Flowers. He was able to hold on to it. Great save, but we'll keep an eye on this pit stops. They are going to be easily making it on fuel now. We'll see if anyone dives in on pit road. Pit road, they're going to bank on saving enough fuel in the yellow.
Well, I know there are two things for sure. That was a great save, and this restart is about to be really interesting.
He's going.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead, Sam.
I was gonna say, hopefully Blowers lines up behind him. I think we might be seeing the 0-0 in the outside wall in the turn one. Honestly, if he lines up right beside him and can get the start he wants.
Absolutely, I would expect some return fire here.
Yeah, could see some short track tempers, but no one decides to pit. Actually, Nick Kapiak, he did go down pit road. He's topping it off on fuel, so he's gonna be to the back. We'll see if we're coming to one green here or coming to the choose. Don't want to bring him in here if we're coming to the choose. Take a look at this real quick.
Giovanni Klein also was pit under that yellow.
So Giovanni Klein, he was also running that 4th, 5th place position. So Nick Kapiak, yeah. Alright, we found him. So we're bringing that 6th machine on Nick Kapiak. Nick Kapiak, welcome to the booth. You have a copy?
I do. How's it going, guys?
Just your strategy there, pitting under that yellow. You're starting to gain on those top two for that lead, but I think not going to be close on fuel or for those drivers. You know, the fuel could be a little close, but what's your strategy here?
Well, it's so hard to pass. I figured every little advantage possible would help. And in this case, I feel like new tires might give me that little extra drive through the middle and off, and I don't know, we'll see.
Alright, well, good luck in the rest of the race. You're going to line up second from the choose, so we'll see what you can do with these 4 fresh tires, and we'll see if you're talking to you by the end of the race.
Sounds good. Y'all have fun up there.
Alright, Nick Kapiak, he's going to line up second with 4 fresh tires. Going to be a little better on fuel compared to these drivers if they can't save enough under the yellow. But here we go. Pace car going to take that hard left turn. We'll see if any tempers flare. Green flag back in the air. Blowers off to a great start along with Wagen. But Kapiak and Blowers will be side by side on turn 1.
Flowers did not get the restart he needed if he wanted to get back at that 0-0 for this. I think the 0-0 is about to really check out, especially with the 6 now getting behind the 34.
Yeah, Happy quickly slots in line, but that fuel could be close. We'll have to see. A lot of fuel save on the yellow. Here on the short tracks, we'll see if they're able to make it. But they single file out. Giovanni Klein also pitted as well. He's right there in 4th. Kenneth Cheney in 5th. So they're right at the top 5. But Bobby Blowers not letting that 0-0 machine go.
Might be seeing some fireworks here in a second go off. If the 34 can just get there, we can see some interesting stuff happen.
We've seen Flowers. He won at Phoenix earlier this year with a little bit of contact. They had to move the bumper, put the bumper to the back of Cole Slander, I believe, at Phoenix earlier this year. So he had to get his way through. He's not any stranger to using that bumper. We'll see if he can use it again, trying to steal that race lead away. But he got loose there off turn 2. He'll allow Wagen to just pull away just a slight bit, but Wagen a little high off 4. That's going to allow Blowers right back into it.
We're seeing some really good racing out of these top 3. Oh,
that car rounds. That's car round off turn 4. Giovanni Klein is right there in 4th, and he's going to go round off turn number 2. Take a look. Cheney trying to get that move work on that bumper, all the way up that one machine, and then the client gets on the gas a little bit too early, a little upset on the apron there, and just loops it around. As pit stops in, Blauer's gonna come in, so he's gonna try and get that extra fresh tire, get those 4 fresh tires. So what he does, or he takes that other 2 tires he didn't take under that stage. We have one other driver who will follow him. That's just Giovanni Klein. So Giovanni Klein just spinning. He's gonna take that 4 fresh tires, take 4 more tires, just get them on. But Blauer's, he's gonna come in. He's gonna take 2, get back out there. So Blauer's will move back up. He'll only fall to 7th at the worst, well 6th at the worst, as Colsteiner gets a right around there, I believe. I don't know.
Jimmy Mensch got the wave around.
So Jimmy Mensch gets the wave around, so that'll put him back up to that on the lead lap. So, meanwhile, as we're under yellow again, let's bring in that 00 machine, our race leader, Pacey Wadji. And Pacey, you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alright, so you're able to get that lead from Blowers there. The 2 tires versus 4 tires, how did that feel? How much more grip did you see on the 4 tires versus the 2 Blowers had?
I mean, right off the rip, it wasn't too terrible, but once we got a few laps in, you could definitely tell he was on 2. I just had a lot more grip, turning capability. But I don't know. You're not really wearing the tires as much. It's more about the heat in the tires.
So Pacey, we saw you use that chrome horn on the 34 there. Was that intentional? We saw you starting to really beat up on him in 3 and 4. You were definitely better through there. Do you think that Happyack might be able to pull the same move if he really wants to?
I'm pretty sure he went down to take 4 tires, so he can definitely do the same thing. I mean, that's pretty much how you gotta pass here. Just want to make it very clear, though, that I did not. I felt like I was to the inside of Bobby there, so I don't really know why the caution even came out. Nobody read.
I was about to ask you on fuel, but you are lining up for the restart, so we'll save that. We'll save that for someone else, sir. But hopefully, it'll get you all focused up for this restart, and good luck for the rest of the race.
All right, thank you.
That's Pacey Wadji, our race leader. Will line it back up, but he's got Nick Kapek behind him, and now Ronnie Ayers up into that top 3. Ronnie Ayers, we'll see what he can do on the outside lane. Pace car is off. We're back underway here at Langley. We restart for that 00 machine. Happyack. Oh, but Blauer's going to round off the bumper of GNS Cheney. Blauer's going to back it up to the outside walls. He just took 2 extra tires, trying to freshen up both sides of his tires, and now he's going to head to the back end of the lead lap. Unfortunate timing there. We'll see. Take a look at this one.
Just lost the nose on the 76 and just up into the 34.
Yeah, he just got in a little too deep, lost the front tires, and just lost the front. Got in the 34. Just overdriving a little bit, but Flowers have to drive his way through the field once again. But that's gonna put. But still, Riding Ayers was able to hold on to second, so that'll put him in second. And he can choose the preferred lane behind Pacey Wadji. We'll have to see. The inside lane been very preferred. We'll have to find out what Ayers will do. Currently under the pace behind the pace car again. Ronnie Ayers there in second. He's up front tonight. We'll bring in that 17 machine of Ronnie Ayers. Ronnie, you have a copy?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy.
All right, so we mentioned at the pace seat. I was about to ask him, but we were about to go back green. So I'll ask you instead. What's the fuel strategy here? It was a little tight, but all these yellows, you think you're gonna be good on fuel?
Yeah, fuel-wise, everybody should be good. I put a little too much in the tanks for everyone, but I'm pretty tight up here, so I'm gonna choose the outside, give Nick a little bit of chance, because I'm pretty sure he should have been second off after that caution was thrown. But I'm just gonna hold on, try to stay up here, but I don't really have much for these guys.
Yeah, but you find your way up here. You're in the chase. You get the extra points. What's your strategy going to the rest of this race? 40 laps to go, plenty of time left. But what's your strategy trying to improve? You're just trying to hold on to that spot.
I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to try to pinch Pacey down, but you know he is my teammate, so I can't be too aggressive with him. But we're going to try to get it done.
Right. Well, you're gonna line up second, and we'll good luck in the rest of the race. We'll see if we talk to you by the end of the race.
Alrighty, I appreciate it, buddy.
Those Ronnie Ayers are set. That 17 machine. He's in the chase. He wants those extra points to try and take that race away from his teammate Pacey Washington. So top three are all three teammates. You got Pacey Washington, Ronnie Ayers, and Nick Appiak. They're gonna line it up. See what Appiak can do with this restart.
Man, these drivers are so nice to each other, giving him the inside line because he felt he deserved it on that restart. No! I could not give a driver the inside line like that. I'd be all over it. Sorry, you didn't get in front of me by the time the caution came out. Don't care if you felt like you deserved it or not. But let's see what happens on this restart with that move by the 17.
And wants to give it nice to his teammate. All nice teammates here, but all to the inside lane. Pace car into the pit road. Green flag back in the air. Ayers able to get a good restart. He's going to hold that outside lane, but it's quickly going to go away. Watch is going to be clear, but now back into Ayers side by side for that second place position. Ayers way up the racetrack at 3 and 4. That's going to allow Cheney to get to the inside now. Appiak's going to be clear for second. As during that yellow, Flowers even actually came down, took 4 fresh tires again after he just smoked them up. So let's see how aggressive he is to get by Cheney. Ayers a little loose off turn 2. He's going to allow GNS Cheney to get by him. But Bobby Flowers all squiggly on the bottom. He's going to find his way by Ayers, but he's quickly going to slide the line. You see the rear losing around for Bobby Flowers. Ayers as well. Ayers around to the outside wall off turn 2.
That's that effect of taking the outside line there. He got trapped on the outside and just pretty much was over driving. I think he maybe got a little bit of help, but just getting trapped on that outside, over driving, trying not to pretty much pinch down the inside line. Sometimes as a driver, you just gotta say, take your loss and be aggressive, and gotta be the mean guy sometimes.
Yeah, I think that was also just over driving, overheated the rear tires a little bit on the outside lane. But you see Flowers, he was also Simons, both of them kind of drifting into the corner. Giovanni Klein able to sneak through behind both of them on the inside lane. But they were able to hold together, but we'll see what Flowers can do. Maybe the cold tires a little bit, tires weren't heat up to temperature. We did have a lot of yellow laps there. We'll have to see, but Washington's going to be leading, said his teammate Nick Appy behind him. Kenneth Cheney up into that third place spot. We'll see what he can do.
Definitely think as we close in at almost 30 to go, we're going to see some very animated drivers, especially near the end of this race. You've got to start, if you're in the back, you got to move your way forward now. If you're in the front, you got to hold your position and maybe try and improve it. I know the 0-0 and the 6 are teammates, but there's no teammates on short tracks in my personal opinion. I've always had the opinion of you got to be aggressive and you got to be ready to go whenever you can.
Yeah, especially everyone has different mindset, but you also gotta be careful. You know, the chase drivers, they don't want to give up that spot. But Pacey Wedge and Nick Hammy, both teammates, but they're also in that heavy fight. If they're in that fight for the championship, we're only closing on the end of the season here. Here at Langley tonight, and we only got after tonight. You only got 4 races until we go to the championship auto club. So we have Kentucky between Dega and Auto Club. So especially, you want to get those extra points, try and get a buffer, knowing if at Dega anything can go wrong there.
Yeah, Dega will be a wild card for sure. Dega's always a wild card when you throw it deep into the playoffs like that. I mean, being what, the second to last race, third to last race? No, the second to last race, being the one right before the championship. That's a choice. You're gonna have a wild card finish there for sure.
Yeah, we've seen that team of PBR Racing with Pacey Wajay, Nick Appiak, and Ron Ayers. They've been dominant on the Super so far this year. Really only at both Daytona dates. Wajay was able to get help with this team of Ron Ayers. He won the season opener, and then a few weeks ago at Daytona, he was also able to do the same. Repay the favor and get Ayers out there in front and we get that win. But they're lining up again, so Wajay and Appiak, both teammates are going to line up on the bottom. Cheney, we'll see what he can do on the outside lane. He started second. We'll see if he can hold it together this time. Pace car's off. We're back on our way here at Langley. Cheney also good restart. Full spin, but Wajay out to a better one.
Biden just got a great start. Happyack now clears. Can Flowers get past the 76 now? Not going to look like it.
Yeah, that inside lane off turn 2. We'll see how aggressive he is. He's going to look to the bump, going to tag at that bumper of this 76 machine. Going to use that crow horn just a little bit. Fly's trying to find his way under Mensch as well, just behind these drivers. But Flowers desperately trying to find that inside lane. Time is running out here. 28 to go. We'll see how aggressive he is on that bumper.
That 34 knows he's fast. He knows he can race with the two guys in front of him. The 76. Can he get around the 76?
See, mentioned he was losing a little bit. Happyack was closing that gap, but now he's falling back. But Bobby Flowers all over that bad bumper, that 76 machine of Kenneth Cheney. Can't find his way by. He's got the nose there off 4, but not going to work. Cheney able to play perfect defense so far.
Okay, he's doing a great job positioning his car, just not letting the 34 get right up to him as he's going to really cut the backstretch to keep the line that he wants.
Yeah, Happyack, he's losing a little bit of rear grip there. He lost a lot of time with his teammate Pace Watch from race lead, so you can see Bobby Flowers hoping those top 2 could have battled and give by him a little bit of time, trying to get by Kenneth Cheney, but 25 to go. Time is running after that 34 machine. You see how aggressive he is on that bumper of Kenneth Cheney. Now he's going to cut to the bottom. What a move, but he's going to get another Cheney. A little bit of contact to save it. That's going to cost Cheney a ton of time in a lot of spots, but Cheney's able to hold on to it.
You got to be careful about making certain enemies. That 76 can always come back and bite you if he finds you again on this track. You better hope that he doesn't see him again, and maybe that this thing runs green and he can run down the front 2 guys.
Yeah, Flowers has the speed, but he was struggling early. We've seen him very early in that first stage. He was behind GNS, couldn't find his way by. Took his time, but now he knows this time is running short. 22 to go. He's full push to the end here. He's got a little bit of friction tires in the 6 machine. Last time by Wajin, that was a 15.952. That time by Flowers, 15.819. He's closing that gap.
Hauling as hard as he can. He knows he's got the car that can go and win this race, but does he have enough time to get there? We're gonna find out.
1.4 seconds. This time by, it'll go down to 1.34, so about a half a tenth gain right there for Bobby Flowers. He knows his speed's there, but he's also got to get by that 6 machine.
76 has decided to pull it into the garage. We will not be seeing any retaliation towards the 34 from that incident there.
Cheney disconnects from the session, so I guess they're just upset about that one. He knows he's over. He is not a chase driver, so he's really going for race wins. Unfortunate for that 76 machine. We'll have to see him next week. Bobby Flowers slowly closing that gap. Can he get to that 6 machine of Nick Happyack?
He gets the Happyack. He has to make really, really quick work of him. Maybe use up that bumper really more aggressively than he even did with the 74. Time is running out. He's got to get there now.
Happyack, he's struggling with the grip. He's using the outside lane a little bit. Flowers down to about a second to Pacey Wajin. Happyack, just can't get it down. Turn it down through the center of the corner. That's going to help Flowers free to the inside lane. He's going to clear the one.
He's got one car in front of him. He thinks he's faster than him. He got moved by him earlier. We can see some fireworks from here on the white flag lap if he can get there.
15 to go. This time by Wajin leads. That time by 16.157. Flowers in second. 16.004. Quicker by about a tenth. He's down to 6/10. Can he get there? Pace Wajin out in the race lead. Bobby Flowers in second. 14 laps to go. That time by Flowers, another 10th faster. We'll see if he can get there.
Clicking off about a 10th a lap on him. He's getting closer and closer in that mirror. It's going to have to be a very last second pass if he can make it work.
Apologies for the lack of graphics. We had a little technical issues there. We're getting it back open here in a second. There it is. There we go. There we go. We got it there. But Pacey Wajin out in the race lead. Flowers in second. 12 laps to go. Flowers last time by, another 10th faster. He's got that pressure tire advantage.
Maybe tires are starting to matter more than even just track position. Wouldn't think tires would have mattered this much, but man, is it just coming into play for the 34. I think a little bit of steam out of the ears is helping as well. Just push that car forward just a little bit more.
And 3/10 of the gap now. Flowers all the way back bumper. 10, laps to go. Here at the 0.4 mile short track here in Hampton, Virginia. The fireworks could fly. Flowers is on the bumper. Is he going to be able to make the move? He gets a little loose to the front end off turn 2.
He's going to have his shot at him here. He's got 9 laps. Really decide if he wants to get at him. How
almost had the move there.
Will he be?
Almost had the move there off turn 2. Lost it a little bit. Flowers blinking out just a tad, but Wajent leads. 8 to go. Trying to do our best with the lack of graphics. We're desperately trying to get this back up. There we go. We got it back up there. Laps to go. 8 to go. Flowers on the bumper. Wajent in the lead, but they had some contact earlier. Can Flowers find his way by and take this race win away?
He's getting close, but time is running out. Now only 7 to go. He's going to have to be aggressive here. He's going to have to make a move. He's going to have to find a way around. It looks like Pacey was maybe saving a little bit and just able to kind of maintain a 2/10 gap.
Yeah, Flowers maybe could have overpushed his tires. 6 to go. That time by. It's only about 100th now compared to 10ths. Flowers trying to find his way by. Kenny driving in deeper. Coming to 5 to go. Flowers lose that back end just a little bit. Wajent able to start to pull away just a tad.
He's definitely trying to open up the entries maybe a little bit more. Try and cross him over on exit. I just don't know if he's got the pace anymore. I don't think getting there, the dirty air, just kind of hurt him.
They just just overheated the tires a little bit. He seems a little bit, Flowers seems a lot better through the center of the corners. Wajent's a little better off the exit. This time by, this will allow Flowers to close that gap. Coming to 3 to go. Got a lap car coming up here. We'll see if that's Leonard Williams. We'll see if he gets out the way. Bobby Flowers slowly closing that gap using the apron, trying to find every little bit again. 3 to go. Off turn 2, down the back straightaway, coming to 3 and 4. Williams gonna get on the apron, just stay out the way. That's gonna lose Flowers a little bit of time, but Flowers just overheated the tires, can't find it. 2 to go. Penultimate lap here at Langley. The gap is now 4/10. Flowers not close enough. Wajent, multiple wins this season, trying to close the deal here at Langley. Off turn 4, 1 lap to go for that double zero machine. Flowers not close enough, just overheated the tires. He's still losing it behind him. But off turn number 2, down the back straight for the final time. Pacey Wajent, he won at Daytona the season to open the season. Now he comes into the second chase choice at here for Langley, and he's gonna get it done. Pacey Wajent will win at Langley.
What a great race. He drove a great job. Definitely was saving up there at the end. Definitely makes him be able to defend against the 34. The 34 definitely looked ahead to pace, but the double zero was just saving, biding his time to get there.
Yeah, Flowers just overheated his tires just a little bit too much. And you hear that little love tap to that double zero machine. Great job, well done. But that double zero, he's gonna burn it down here on the front straightaway. A great win for that double zero machine. Multiple wins on the season. He's going to extend his points lead over his teammate of Nick Cap. Yeah, Cap got third. See how that points gap will extend for Pacey Wajent. He's going to have a bigger points lead going into the next week. He's doing the Polish victory lap. Yeah, like
Maybe doing a little bit of an aggressive Polish victory lap. I haven't seen one of these happen in a while since Kyle Larson at Las Vegas when he came back from his suspension.
Yeah, but Pacey Wajent, he's going to stop it right in victory lane. And we'll be right back here on Let's Race Network for our top 3 interviews when we come back.
Push past all the pain that you're going through. It won't last if you move how you wanna move. Get lost in the work that you gotta do to be someone better. You can grow into something new. I could be anything that I set my mind to. I do what I need, I can push right through. Fight through those things that are holding me back from the life that I like to have. I'm like, give me time, I'll be just fine. You thought I was worth leaving behind? You're out of your mind. I'll come back better than ever, no matter watch out, fear me now. I can get real mean, I can get real green, got me hulking now. I don't forget those things, don't hear me loud. I focus on myself, I focus on my health. The greatest revenge is building up yourself. Your life and your drive, building up your wealth. Becoming something better than you've ever felt. If If you got dreams that you're chasing, the fear in your life, stand up and face it. Ain't nobody coming to help, you're all alone in this world, in this life, embrace it. I know it might seem hard, it might seem tough, it may sound rough, but this state of mind will get you through a lot of stuff and keep you accountable to stay strong when it's tough. No help, I do it by myself, couldn't even tell it, I've been through well. But on the other side came a soldier, much bolder, standing broad shoulders. Step aside and give me the controller, I came here to win, I don't lose, high roller. I wanna be the best in the game, yeah I came to play and invest, stay colder.
Welcome back here to Langley Speedway as Pacey Waters was able to take that race win. Before we get to our interviews, let's take a quick look at our finishing results here tonight for tonight's 150 lap race. Pacey Waters able to pick up that race win, another race win here tonight. 14, race 14. He's won a lot of them already. Four races, and he's got about 4 to go. So we'll see if he can carry that momentum into the rest of the season. Bobby Blowers rounds that in second, just overheated his tires there towards the end. Nick Kapiak rounds that in third. Giovanni Klein able to get a fourth. Jerry Mensch able to round out that top 5. Greg Pillar in sixth. Our last car on the lead lap, Ronnie Ayers in seventh. Lyndon Williams in eighth. Kenneth Cheney had contact with Blowers earlier. He rounds out tonight in ninth. Rounding out our top 10 tonight, Cole Snyder. And Brian Earhart, incident early on in the race, he's going to round out 11th. Same with Casey Ellis. We'll round out our field, our 12-car field tonight. So overall, that was a really good, exciting race. But we'll see what these top 3 drivers think about it. We'll bring in our race winner, Pacey Watch, able to hold off a hard-charging Bobby Blowers at the end there. And how did the tire wear feel? You know, he had a little bit newer tires. So what was going through your mind there towards that end?
Like I said in the interview, it was just all about heat cycles and the tire temp itself, and I knew Happy had the fresher tires, and I knew Blowers had the fresher tires, but I was trusting in my gut that my tire temps were staying cooler than theirs, so I wasn't spinning the tires coming off the corners as much. So I feel that's what it really came down to there. And it was really, really super hard to pass tonight, and I mean, it was still a fun race, but it was just really hard to pass.
All right, so you're able to hold him off, and you had a couple point lead over your teammate Nick Kapiak coming in this race, but now you got to extend that lead. So what's that confidence bringing coming to the final end of the season? Knowing you got Talladega coming up in about 2-3 weeks, knowing that could be a wild card race, but what's your strategy knowing going into the rest of the season?
Just keep doing what we've been doing, scoring well in the stages, running up front, getting the podium finishes. I think if we can do that, we can get the championship.
All right. Well, before you send you off on your way, any sponsor you'd like to thank for tonight's race one?
Yeah, I gotta thank you guys up in the booth for broadcasting every week. Rodney and Nick Hapiak, and along with everybody behind the scenes and Bolt, PBR Racing, good group of guys I got behind me there. Got to shout out my fiance for letting me do this each and every week. Shout out to the Fast Gas podcast. New episodes every Wednesday. Yeah, I think that about does it. Oh yeah, Juicy Spider Studio and Gaming. Gotta shout them out. They're always a really good group of guys. So yeah.
All right. Well, once again, congrats on the late race win, and we'll see you next week. Let me bring this schedule up real quick. I had it in my hand. Okay, we'll see you next week at Kentucky. So good luck in the rest of the season. We'll hope to see you at Kentucky.
All right, thank you.
So that was our race winner, race winner Pacey Wagent. We'll bring in our second place finisher, Bobby Blowers. He was able to chase down Pacey Wagent, but just maybe over these tires. What do you think he did there trying to get by him, and what do you think you could have done differently, really? Do you think you just overheated your tires there towards the end?
Oh, probably. It just got too evened out there at the end of that run, and not a ton I could do. Tried throwing the kitchen sink at it, but not enough.
Yeah, so you're able to close that gap back in. How aggressive we've seen how aggressive you were being towards that end of the race, but you're able to use those different lanes. I mean, I kind of asked the same question, but how did that feel differently? You're fully on the apron there, trying to get by a Wagent. Is that really just lack of grip down there? Was it really grippy?
It didn't really feel really grippy, especially when you're trying to get on the throttle, but it really helped rotate through center and off corner where I was struggling the most anyway. Towards the end of it, when the tires just got too hot, it was no good. It was like a skating rink down there, though.
Well, you're able to still pick up second after great recoveries of coming back from the pit and driving through the field. You're able to pick up second. But before we send you off on your way, any spots you'd like to thank for tonight's second place finish?
Blink Designs, that's me. Hit me up if you want to paint. 213simware.com. We have a new shirt in stock with my HTL truck on it. And then all my friends, Casey Ellis, Greg Pillar, Tristan Bear, John Matthews, and of course the PBR team. And big shout out to Pasty for getting that one.
All right. Well, once again, congrats on that second place finish. We'll see you next week at Kentucky.
Yeah, thank you.
So that was our second place finisher, Bobby Blowers. We'll bring in our third place finisher, Nick Kapiak. He had to hold off a little bit older tires. He had to hold off, try to hold off Blowers for second, but he was able to still rock away with third. But more importantly, how did that tire wear for the night, and how different did that feel compared to everyone else? Because Blowers on that fresher tires, he able to get right by you. But how did the grip feel compared to the older tires versus the newer tires?
Well, I mean, it was all about track position. I needed to get past the 00 so I could relax and defend. It was so one lane out there. I mean, as long as you didn't leave the bottom, you pretty much had it locked in, and you have to drive so hard to try to to get position on them to make the pass that, unless you hit them from behind and spin them out, you're just not gonna make the pass. Car was extremely loose on entry. It was loose on exit. it was just you were stuck. And I got to his inside once off turn 4. He came up off the bottom, and I got to his inside and kind of clipped the apron there, and he came down, and I had to lift because if I didn't lift, I was going to spin him. But thinking back, I probably should have just let it happen because that was my opportunity to win the race there. And unfortunately, I lifted to be the nice guy, and I ended up third, and I probably could have held off the field. Maybe not Bobby. I mean, with him having the fresh tires flying through the field like he was, but I mean, it is what it is. I'll take the third place, but I feel like it should have been a lot better. But oh well.
Yeah, you actually had a really great run on that. You still got third, but your teammate Pace was able to get that win and able to extend that points lead over you just a tiny bit. But what's your strategy? You got 4 races to go coming into this chase. You only still got a decent bit of the chase left to go. You got a couple wild card. You got a wild card race at Talladega. What's your planning over the rest of the season?
Put the foot to the floor, go faster than everybody else, and score more points. I mean, at this point, it's getting to where I mean, we had teammates get together tonight. There's 0034. We had teammates chopping teammates. I mean, I'm just gonna start racing how I'm getting raced, and whatever happens, happens. May the best man win.
All right, well, congrats on your third place finish. But before you send it off on your way, any sponsors you think for tonight's third place finish?
Yeah. Juicy Spider Gaming, Juicy Spider Studios, Mike Morgan, Rodney Ayers, Ayers Designs. You guys up in the booth, everybody watching at home. We're gonna go out and try and get them next week.
All right, well, once again, congrats on your third place finish, podium finish tonight, and we'll see you next week in Kentucky.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So as our third place finisher, Nick Yapiak, over a great, exciting race, came down to the wire between Wygen and Blowers. Blowers still beat his tires a little bit. What's your thoughts coming after tonight's race?
I just want to start by saying thank you for having us in the booth tonight, Aaron. It was a great time. I thought that it was a good, hard race. I think maybe some drivers, maybe like Happyack said, needs to be more aggressive, needs to race people how he gets raced, and he hasn't been being raced fairly recently, as he said. Time to put the bumper to some people and go get a championship. Championship's on the line. Payday's open. Friends are gone.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you for having us. I think we just had a classic Saturday night short track racing. It's going to be exciting to see how this championship shapes up.
Yeah, you only got about 4 to 5 more races left of the chase, so be interesting to see how those come to fruition and who will be able to pick up that championship. But a pleasure having you both into booth tonight. I'm Aaron Brown. I was joined alongside Brock Morris and Samuel Hoff, alongside our producer here, Talon Drake. If we send off real quick, we do have next week NAR Cup Series action. We'll be back tomorrow, Friday night, October 4th. They will be 9:15. They will be at. We'll get a quick look at that really quickly. They'll be at Las Vegas for 120 laps next Friday night, and next week, Saturday night here at the same time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back here for Bolt Racing League Chase race number 3 of the season, and we'll at Kentucky. So that'll be an interesting race. But we'll see you all next time. Once again, I'm Aaron Brown signing off, and I was joined by Brock Morris and Samuel Hoff, and alongside our producer, Talon Drake. So long here from tonight from Langley, and we'll see you all next time here on the Legends Racing Network.